Hi guys, Stirrup here. This is 5H for Accelerated Algebra 2. We're going to keep working with factoring on this, so it's kind of a big review. And again, please keep bringing the questions to class. I know you have questions on this stuff. Okay, so we know to factor out common factor, difference of two squares, perfect square trinomials. Those are all some of our pattern things that we need to start being able to recognize. So let's go ahead and work out this first problem. So I know I'm going to have 2x and I'm going to have x. And I know that 3 and 2 are going to work to get me that. Let's see, is that going to be 3 and 2? So I think I'd have a 3 here and a 2 there. And I want a positive 4, so that's going to be a positive and a negative. Set those equal to 0, so divide by, or add 3, divide by 2, and subtract by 2. We're not putting those as points because it's not y equals. Next problem, we need to make sure we bring that 16 over. Now on this one, I look at it and say, you know what? The front's a very perfect square, the back's a very perfect square. I bet you this is going to be plus 4 because they're perfect squares. So the square root of 9x squared is 3x, the square root of 16 is 4. And take a look at that. Does that work out? I get 12x and 12x to give me 24x. Sure does. So set that equal to 0, so subtract 4, divide by 3, and again subtract by 4, divide by 3. So you have two solutions to that problem. And then last problem on this page, actually that looks like more than that. We need to bring the 6 over. And what do you think? Do you think that 2x and 2x would work? Now let's try it, see if we can get there. So 2x and 2x. And the factors of 6 are 2 and 3. So that's not going to work because that would have a greatest common factor of 2. 1 and 6, that's not going to work. Same thing, greatest common factor of 2. So let's change that up. Let's change it to the 4x and the x in the beginning. And then let's see, the factors of 6. So that's going to become a negative 2 and a positive 3. Double check that. Does that work? I multiply the outside, I get negative 8x. Inside is positive 3x, so that definitely works. So subtract 3, divide by 4, and add 2. There's my two solutions. Again, we don't put it as a point because it's not done that, not set equal y equals. For this one, I have those two in common, so x plus 2 and x plus 2. Then I get 3x minus 4, so we're just factoring it out. The reason we're not solving it all the way, there's not an equal sign on this problem. So there's no equal sign, you're just factoring it. This next problem, again, this is where I make it look like this. And then say, okay, that's going to give me x plus 3 and x plus 1. But I plugged x in for these, so I'm going to plug those back in. So I'm going to get x plus 3 plus 3 if I plug it in here. If I plug it in here, I'm going to get x plus 3 plus 1. Combine like terms, so I get x plus 6 and x plus 4 for my. And again, we're not solving it because there's not an equal sign. Same thing with here. I'm going to replace those just both with an x. And then that's going to factor to x minus 8 and x plus 2. But I allowed x to equal x minus 2, so I'm going to plug x minus 2 into both of those. So that's going to give me x minus 10. And then I'm going to plug x plus 2 back, or x minus 2 right there, plus 2. So that's just going to leave me x. So that's that factored all the way out. Equal sign. So let's make sure it's equal to 0. And let's see if we can factor this. I get a 3x and an x. I think I'm going to have a 5 out here. It'll be a positive and a negative 1 there. Double check, does that work? 15x on the outside, negative 1x on the inside gives me the 14x. Works perfectly. X equals 1 over 3. Add 1 divided by 3. X equals negative 5. There's my two answers. Number 5, I need to bring that 56 over. So I know I'm going to have a 3x and an x. The factors of 56, that would give us that. So that's 7 and 8. Would 7 and 8 work somehow? I think it might. If I put an 8 here, made that negative. And I put a 7 here, made it positive. If I multiply the outside, I get negative 24. If I multiply the inside, I get 7x. 24 minus 7 is negative 17. Negative 20. Perfect. Set those equal to 0. So you're going to subtract 7, divide by 3, and then add 8. Again, happy to go over questions. This next one, does 2, I'm going to divide everything by 2 first, including the 0. So that's going to give me over here, that's going to give me 6x squared minus 23x minus 18 is equal to 0. And let's see if this will work. I think if I do the 6x and the x, see if that works. The factors of 18 are 1 and 18. I don't think that's going to be too big. 2 and 9. I don't think that's going to work because I have that common factor of the 6. 3 and 6. I don't think that's going to work because I have both of those factors. So I don't think that's going to be the right way. I think it's going to be 2x and 3x. Let's do the same thing with the 18. 1 and 18 is not going to work. The 2 and 9 might work. Yeah, so I got a negative 9 here and a positive 2 here. Let's double check that. Inside, I have negative 27x. Outside, I have positive 4x. Yep, that works. So add 9, divide by 2. Subtract 2, divide by 3. There's the pattern there. Okay, on this next one, let's see. I could probably divide each side by 2 first. So that's going to give me 25x to the third minus 36x equals 0. This is going to have 3 answers to it. So I'm going to factor out the x. So one of my answers here, because I have that, it's going to give me x equals 0. But this factors to 5x plus 6 and 5x minus 6. So then I also wind up with x equals subtract 6 divided by 5, and then add 6 divided by 5. So those are my 3 solutions. The reason there's 3 solutions is because that's raised to the third power. Problem number 8, it looks like I could divide everything by negative 3, including the 0. So that's going to give me x to the third plus 15x squared plus 4x. Factor in x out on everything. Okay, so I get x equals 0. That leaves me x squared plus 5x plus 4. And then factor that. So that's going to give me x plus 4, x plus 1. So that gives me x equals negative 4 and x equals negative 1. How many solutions were there? There was 3. First one, second one, third one. There's my solutions to that problem. Next one, doesn't appear I could factor anything out. So let's go ahead and try 2x and 3x. And think of the factors of 36. So 1 and 12. Or 1 and 36? No. 2 and 18. 2 and 18. That wouldn't work because I have those 3 and 2 both work there. 3 and 12. That wouldn't work because I'd have a factor with each one of those again. 4 and 9. So 4 and 9, let's see if that's going to work. Positive, positive. So inside that gives me 27, outside that gives me 8. Yep, that did work. So let's solve those. Subtract 9, divide by 2. Subtract 4, divide by 3. And there's our answers there. Again, if you have questions, let's go over it. Talk to me in class. So that's all we basically have here, guys and girls, my friends. So let's make sure we're all good with those. And take care of one another. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.